I will describe my experience at Akademia Sztuk Pięknych w Warszawie, Warsaw, a story of woe, a tale of disappointment, a journey of unfulfilled dreams. I walked into this esteemed institution, expecting a haven of creativity, a sanctuary of artistry, but what I found was a hollow shell of bureaucratic red tape and outdated infrastructure. The building itself looked like it belonged in a different era. The walls seemed to whisper tales of neglect, the once vibrant colors now dulled by the patina of time. As I navigated the labyrinthine corridors, I encountered professors who seemed more interested in their own prestige than in guiding their students. They spoke in hushed tones, their words dripping with condescension, as if they were imparting ancient secrets to a chosen few. The air was thick with the stench of favoritism, where only the select few were granted the privilege of constructive criticism, while the rest were left to flounder in a sea of uncertainty. The studios, a space where creativity was supposed to flourish, instead felt like a backwater, a stagnant pool of mediocrity. The equipment was ancient, the materials stale, and the ideas stale. It was as if the very concept of innovation had been suffocated by the weight of tradition. And then there was the curriculum, a relic of a bygone era, stuck in a time warp, oblivious to the changing tides of the art world. It was a never-ending cycle of repetition, a groundhog day of tedium, where the same tired concepts were regurgitated ad nauseum. The emphasis was on theory, not practice, as if the mere act of creation was secondary to the lofty ideals of artistic expression. Communication, communication, the Achilles heel of Akademia Sztuk Pięknych w Warszawie, Warsaw. Important announcements were lost in a sea of confusion, unclear and often deliberately obscure. It was as if the administration took pleasure in watching students struggle, like a cat toying with a mouse. The location, touted as a central hub of creativity, was, in reality, a noisy, distracting nightmare. The din of traffic, the chatter of pedestrians, the wail of sirens, all combined to create a cacophony of chaos, making it impossible to focus. And of course, there was the bureaucracy, a hydra-headed monster, waiting to strike at the most inopportune moments. Every simple task required an endless cycle of paperwork, waiting, and more waiting. Financial aid information was a closely guarded secret, accessible only to those who knew the right people or possessed the right connections. I felt like I was trapped in a bad dream, a never-ending cycle of frustration, where every door I opened led to a brick wall. The competitive atmosphere was suffocating, where students were pitted against each other in a desperate bid for validation. It was an environment where the strong preyed on the weak, where the loudest voice was the only one heard. As I look back, I realized that Akademia Sztuk Pięknych w Warszawie, Warsaw, was a microcosm of the world outside, a world where the undeserving are privileged and the deserving are left to struggle. It was a harsh reminder that, sometimes, even the institutions we trust the most can fail us. So, I ask you, dear listeners, have you ever felt like you've been failed by an institution that promised you the world? Have you ever felt like you've been trapped in a system that prioritizes prestige over people? Share your stories, your struggles, and your triumphs. Let us raise our voices and demand a better tomorrow. A tomorrow where education is not a privilege, but a right, and where creativity is not stifled, but celebrated. I am looking into crimes near Akademia Sztuk Pięknych w Warszawie, Warsaw, and I feel a heavy sigh as I describe them, because it seems tourists are always the easy target. Businesses near Akademia Sztuk Pięknych w Warszawie, Warsaw are often small shops with bright windows and friendly cashiers. One day, two men who pretended to be magicians walked into a department store close to the academy and asked the cashier to exchange small banknotes for larger ones. While the cashier was counting, the men slipped a few notes back into the drawer and created a loud confusion about the amount. The cashier realized the loss only after the men left. The victim probably reported the incident to the police, felt embarrassed, and maybe stopped trusting the staff in that area. The scammers were later caught by police after a short chase and will likely face a prison sentence and a fine. While the store probably tightened its cash handling procedures, another type of scam near Akademia Sztuk Pięknych w Warszawie. Warsaw involves a luxury car used as a disguise. A woman arrived in a sleek Mercedes to a hardware store that sells power tools. She pretended to be a serious buyer, inspected expensive drills, and then slipped them into a bag hidden under her coat. The staff only noticed the missing items when the inventory was checked that evening. The victim probably felt upset, reported the theft, and maybe left the store feeling unsafe. The police probably tracked the vehicle by its license plate, arrested the woman, and she will likely face charges for theft and fraud. While the shop may install better surveillance, a third incident near Akademia Sztuk Pięknych w Warszawie, Warsaw happened in a jewelry boutique inside a shopping center. 3 masked people entered, used a tear gas canister to panic security, and smashed the display cases with heavy tools. They walked out with expensive necklaces and watches. The victims probably called the police immediately, felt shaken, and might have had to close the shop for a few days. The thieves were probably identified through video footage and will face a long court case, while the boutique will likely upgrade its security system. Do you see how these scams can ruin a short visit? It is sad but true.
Here is the businesses near Akademia Sztuk Pięknych w Warszawie, Warsaw, a world of disappointment. When you think of a perfect day, you imagine sipping coffee at a cozy cafe, enjoying a delicious meal at a restaurant, or unwinding with a nice cocktail at a trendy bar. But sadly, the reality in this area is far from perfect. Let's start with the coffee shops. Ministry of Coffee, for instance, seems to have a very selective understanding of customer service. They have a peculiar policy of not allowing laptops on weekends, and their staff is not shy about being rude to customers. And don't even get me started on the coffee itself. It's expensive and underwhelming. It's like they're trying to squeeze every last penny out of you without providing any real value. And then there are the restaurants. Laskawask Tydusa, with its beautiful atmosphere, promises a lot but delivers very little. The service is slow, and the food is overpriced and underseasoned. You'll be lucky if you can get a decent glass of wine and don't even think about asking for a refill. It's like they're trying to make you feel like you're begging for scraps. But hey, at least the bars are fun, right? Wrong. Level 27, with its pretentious hostess, seems to think it's above serving customers. They have a thing for champagne, and if you don't want to buy a whole bottle, they'll make you feel like you're not worthy of entering their sacred establishment. And don't even try to celebrate your birthday there. They'll make sure you feel like a second-class citizen. Alchemy Day Spa Uslugi Cosmeticsny is another gem in this area. Their facial treatments are about as effective as a slap in the face, and their masseuses seem to think they're doing you a favor by touching your skin. It's like they're trying to make you feel like a burden, not a paying customer. But what really takes the cake is the complete lack of empathy and understanding from these businesses. They seem to think they're above criticism, that customers are just dumb sheep who will keep coming back no matter how badly they're treated. Newsflash, we're not. So, if you're planning to visit this area, be prepared for a disappointing experience. Bring a healthy dose of skepticism and a strong stomach, because you're going to need it. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, these businesses will take a hint and try to improve. But until then, beware of the horror that awaits you near Akademia Sztuk Pięknych w Warszawie, Warsaw.